Hey everybody, I'm back with the Singer 328K, and when I talked to you about it last time, I said I'd come back and show you some of the fashion discs and what they can do. So since I showed you this machine last, I've put in a new needle, it's got a new belt, and I put new feet on the bottom of it. And that's all I've done. It still needs some cleaning, but not a whole lot. When the machine is in this 0 position and in the center needle position, it puts the needle in the center. I'll just show you real quick. If you go left, your needle will go left. If you move this to the right, it moves your needle all the way to the right. But I'm going to put it back in the center position. This is on 0 for straight stitch. I'm going to bring it down here for stitch length. I'm just going to do between 8 and 12. And so when it's like this, the machine does a straight stitch. I've got in here is the cam that's for zigzag. It's the one that's marked with the number 1. So to activate it, I leave my needle in the center position, and I can go as wide 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's how wide my zigzag is. I'm gonna put it on 4. I'm gonna bring this stitch length up to about 20, and I'm gonna tighten it in, and we'll see what it does. So it's on 20, so I've got it a little high, so it really doesn't want to move. It's almost in the 0 position. So making a zigzag there. The higher the stitch length, the tighter your stitch will be. Got a piece of fuzz right there. Let me move out of the way. So that's the zigzag cam. If you bring it down and make your stitch length smaller, it spreads out the zigzag. And I'll pull this off in a minute and show you. When you want to change out a cam, bring your setting back to 0 for the straight stitch setting. That will help release this pin here that rides on the cam. You unscrew this screw here, and you just lift your cam up. And like I said before, this was the zigzag cam with the number 1 on it. This cam is the number 5, and it's got the arrows on it. And there's a pin here that this slot goes in. So you want to place it on there. If this pin's in the way or it doesn't set down the way you want to, just play with it till you get it set down flat. Put the nut back on, make sure it's tight. So right now I'm at 0 in center, so it's just going to do a straight stitch. So I want the arrow to work. I'm going to start on 2. I'm going to go up here to 20, tighten this screw in, and let's see what we've got. I may have to adjust it a little bit. We're going to try this. So I do have some real thin arrows going here, so I'm going to move it wide all the way to 4. So there's some nice arrows. And when I get done, I'll pull this out and show you on the video what the stitches look like on the fabric. Again, move this back to 0, move the nut, pop the fashion disc out. This next fashion disc I have is 31, and it does some nice little scallops. Be a nice finish for a hem, or a nice little decoration on a little girl's dress. Let me flip it, get it flat. All right. Put the nut on there. And let's try it. I'm gonna bring it back to the floor. I'm gonna leave it set here and see what we've got. So there again, some nice little scallops going on here, and I'll remove this in a second and show you what it looks like. You really have to just play with this width and your stitch length with these discs. If your stitch length, I noticed if you're on the lower like 6 and 8, it doesn't group like you'd like it to, and you just don't have as pretty a decorative designs. Get this on here. On a pen where I can set it down flat. That's the biggest problem I've had with these fashion discs, is making sure they're seated flat when I get them in there. So we're going to try this one. And see, I left it on 0, so I was straight stitching. Got to move this out so we can get our decorative stitch. So there's some little zigzags. Let's see if I can't get this one looking better. There we go. I got some nice diamonds going on there. I could probably bring them up here. Let's try and see if I can get the feed dogs to move all the way up here. I didn't have success with that earlier, so it's not going to cooperate with me now. Let me bring it back down. So let me show you what I've got here, and I'll show you what it looks like in the manual. Pull this. Okay, so got the standard zigzag, and then I went to the arrow cam, so standard zigzag, and went to the arrow cam, the scallop cam, and then I went to the diamonds here, and show you what they look like in the manual for the 328. There was a set of them that came with the machine, and so these were the standard ones that came with the machine. The multi-stitch, the blind stitch, arrowhead, domino, icicle, banner, diamond, and then the crescent was one of the ones that I used. So these are kind of fun to play with, and I just thought I'd show you guys what they could do. So just not a straight stitch and zigzag machine. It can do some pretty specialty stitches. So that's kind of neat. And thank you guys for watching my latest adventure with the Singer 328K, and I'll talk to you later.